What is going on, guys? We're back again. I told you I'm going to be ramping up the YouTube stuff. Long story short, you can tell I got a new backdrop here. Hook, come here. Got a new backdrop here. Not really new. This is the house that I grew up in. This is not my dog. I wish it was. This is Hook. This is my parents' dog. But long story short, I brought my truck here on Tuesday. It is currently Sunday as I'm doing this. I brought my truck here on Tuesday to the dealership with 32,000 miles on it, and they didn't look at it on Wednesday. They didn't look at it on Thursday. They finally look at it on Friday. They're like, "Oh, hey, your intake manifold's messed up, but we won't be able to fix it till Monday." So, not happy about that at all. I knew when I got this newer truck that these newer trucks are not built quite as good as they used to be, and boy, am I saying that already. So hopefully this solves the only problem that the truck has, and I go on from here on out, and it's a good truck. It drives really good, tows really well. It's got the 3.0 liter diesel, which I've heard mixed things about, but it's under warranty, so it's going to get fixed for free. Gets like almost 30 miles to the gallon on average on the highway, which is insane. Towing the boat, I get like 17 to 19 on average, which is also pretty damn good. So it's just, and it tows well, it's got good power, but it's just the reliability aspect of it. But that's why we got a truck with warranty, so when something happens, it's not coming out of pocket. The only thing that I'm losing out right now is I probably potentially missed out on 2 guide trips. One I know for sure, and another one, so that sucks. Luckily, I've been down here working a little bit, so I'm kind of honestly recouped down here what I could have made up there in Port St. Lucie, but just hanging out at my parents' house here in Miami. But anyways, this video, what it's really about is the Santee Cooper day 3 of practice. I know I started this video series like last year. I totally dropped the ball on it. I kind of got out of the YouTube stuff. I got busy with guiding, which it's just an excuse if we're being real. I'm getting back into the YouTube stuff, and I just want to tie up loose ends, if I'm being honest. I hate just having stuff just kind of out in the ether, just kind of just chilling, So I want to finish this video. There should be 3 more videos left of this series. There's going to be this one, day 3 of practice, final day of practice, day 1 and day 2 of the tournament, because the tournament was shortened from 3 days to 2 days. So yeah, so where we were, kind of recap everything. If you guys seen it before or not, if you want to go back and watch it, I'll just do a quick recap. Day 1, we go out, have a tough day of practice. On the way in, we have alternator issues. We got to go to Berkeley Outdoors the next day. I only gave myself 3 days of practice because I wasn't even sure if I was going to get into this tournament. And I already been to Santee Cooper the month before for the Toyota. Didn't do great there, but when you see the lake, you already know what you're working with. But they had dropped the lake down 9 or 10 feet for the hurricanes that had come from the one that affected North Carolina. I forgot what the hurricane was called, but all that stuff basically was going to go downstream into Santee Cooper. And the thing with that is they're anticipating all the water, so they dropped it downstream, dropped all the water, dropped both lakes down about 9 feet, and all the water that's coming in is just rushing muddy water. So basically all of Lake Marion was chocolate milk. Moultrie was gin clear for the most part. Well, the problem is the wind was going to be blowing northeast. Where I was fishing is on the southwest side, and the mud coming out of the diversion canal was going to get pushed from the northeast wind to where I'm fishing. So I'm trying to strategize all that. And so basically day 2, I'm jumping around a little bit, bear with me. Day 2, I go to Berkeley Outdoors. Awesome guys. I still recommend to this day that they were freaking solid. They took care of me. I literally walked through the door. I'm like, dude, I have this issue. Please help me out. I got this tournament. And they're like, no problem. And it took about 6 hours to get everything diagnosed and fixed, and try different alternators. There was a lot that went into it, and but they got me fixed up and running. And he actually found some other issues with my boat, my steering, my shifter cables, and my and my positive and negative from my motor to my batteries, so that wasn't good. So basically he got me running on the alternator side of things. I went out day 2 late in the afternoon, went out, found some fish, and this is day 3 of me going back to that same area and just dialing everything in, because I'm like, this is a good area, there's fish biting, fishing sucks right now, this is something pretty solid, and there's no boats around me. On day 2 of practice I saw no boats. I don't know if they didn't want to make that big run, if they anticipated it being rough or the water being muddy or whatever, but it was, I mean, best case scenario all around. So basically this is me going back to that area. This is day 3. Yeah, so enjoy the video, and maybe we'll do a little quick recap after that. But Hook, you ready for the video? You like fishing? That's his real name, is Hook. When my parents went to get him from the dog factory, wherever they got him, his name was Hook, and they didn't change his name because what a perfect name, right? You ready? Let's go. I hope so. What's up, man?
How'd you do yesterday?
Yesterday was pretty decent. I had like 10 bites.
Dang it,
I didn't get out till 3 o'clock. But I don't know. I got a couple ideas in my head and just trying to get them out of the way before I go do something worth the shit.
Hey, I'm just glad we're up here away from that storm.
Yeah, I know. How many bites you have yesterday?
5 or 6.
Yeah? You getting bit in this shit, in this dirty water?
No.
No? My buddy said he had 2 or 3 bites yesterday in it, but I figured if you go that way, it's clear, right? Back in Potato? Yeah, I don't know. It's all hydrilla throughout there. I don't know why it doesn't get clean through here. But what's that?
I've caught one in the dirty water.
Yeah.
That's the only bite I've had.
Yeah, I had all nice clean water shit tied on. I pull up, I'm like,
Yeah, if you want clean water, you might as well leave this lake.
what's that?
If you want clean water, you might as well leave this
Yeah, I know. That was my plan this morning, but I just wanted to try a couple things.
I'm gonna probably fish 2 more spots here and head south.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I got 2 more spots in this creek I want to check out, and then I'm
Yep.
gonna boogie.
Alright, good luck.
You too, man. Alright, so I actually decided to start this day not too far from the ramp. I'm actually up in Waibu Creek. Just picked this little pocket just to try something out. You know, try and find some fish close to the ramp. Just do something a little different. Doing a little bit of cranking, a little bit of dock skipping, a little bit of buzz baiting, a little bit of scoping. Just kind of just fishing around, just trying to see if I can run into something or get a bite or just figure something out. But I'm not putting too much stock in this. I kind of already have a feeling it's not going to be the deal. Like I said, I already kind of know I'm going to be fishing the south end of Moultrie for the most part, but helps to find something nearby the ramp just in case you come back. You give yourself too much time to come back early, your game plan fizzles out, or maybe I can find a way to get a big bite, something different. But this whole deal just really could not get a bite doing anything in here. So pull the trolling motor, fixing to go to this other little pocket nearby, and my plan here is to find, there's a riprap bank at the dead end of this pocket, which on paper seems ideal, but the only problem with this riprap is, one, it's muddy. If you talk to any Santee Cooper local, they're going to tell you the mud's not a big deal. The fish like it, or they're used to it, or whatever, but I couldn't seem to get bit in the mud. And the riprap towards the back was fairly shallow, so my thinking was on a 45-degree angle bank that usually you find with riprap, those fish could have followed it out and the water dropped, but it really wasn't deep enough out in front of this riprap for them to follow it. It was only a couple feet further out. I think it was only 2 or 3 foot deep that it extended off the bank there, so not really what I was expecting. And kind of just gonna fish through here a little bit and start heading south. Anybody want a catfish? Oh no. There we go. That's a little mess. Probably should have spun these rods up before we took off. Santee Cooper's it's a big place, but it don't take that long to get around. That's what I like about it. We just ran from the mouth of the diversion canal all the way down here by Panopolis Dam, and it took 30 minutes, and it was blowing 20 miles an hour. It was rough, but a lot of people give this lake a bad rep for it being a really rough place, and it is. Don't get me wrong. It's rough, and if you don't know what you're doing or where you're going, it's dangerous. But I mean, this is my 5th time here, so I kind of know my way around and kind of know what to run. Even though Moultrie's it's 2 feet low, use a little bit of common sense, man. It goes a really long way. And yeah, just go slow, take it easy. I mean, if you don't know where you're going, go slow, take it easy. Use a little bit of common sense. Like, you know, if you're running on this lake, on Moultrie, stay deeper. I got my depth shading set, so it's easy for me to identify all that. You know, let me just get my freaking stuff down here. Going from chartreuse to clear, you know, clear water crankbaits and stuff, just because got a little bit of a change in scenery. Gonna try this dam and this riprap here for a little bit. I'm just thinking it's that 45-degree angle bank that's gonna be the, you know, with the water fluctuating, it's the most consistent thing for the fish. They can just slide, you know, they want to be in, if they were sitting in 3 or 4 foot of water and that water drops 5 foot, they only got to swim 10 feet and they're back in that same, you know, depth of water. So I'm it's kind of what I'm banking on, at least. This water is kind of, it's a little clean. Nah, we'll go with penguin. I was gonna try this little Berkeley dime, and this water's a little off color, but it's not super dirty. So I'm gonna go just a white Rapala DT6. Morning.
How you doing?
Good, how about you?
All right. Any good?
I haven't had a bite today, but I just got to this lake, so that's part of my problem. I just got my first bite about 10 minutes ago, but I was in Marion trying some stupid shit. I thought I was gonna go. I went to Waibu to try some riprap, but it was all muddy and shit, and I was just like, this. So now I went to Wataree. Now I'm pitching a little creature bait around a lay down. I'm about to fish some riprap up here. This looks raw. No, I just think I can get, because you got to think riprap, I mean, like the dam is usually like a 45-degree angle bank. So even if the water dropped 5 foot, all them fish had to do was literally just swim out 5 feet just to stay on it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I was, and I had my first bite off the grass, but like I kind of have. I got one spot, like literally it's like right at the mouth of the hatchery. Val's probably gonna find it today because he's like, have you gone over to this part? I'm like, Val, stay out of there. He's like, oh, that's where they're at. I'm like, Val, easy. But no, yeah, I just pulled up and there's some of that shit that's on Santee. Some of it, and I rolled a speed worm over it and hooked to like a 14-inch and jumped it off, whatever. They're on like that regular speed worm, and I went to the tackle store yesterday and got some green pumpkin green flakes. Boy, they fucking punching that thing. Put on a 360 green pumpkin green flake. You roll that thing around with a 3/16, and that's like my bite getter. Just like the little speed worm. I mean, dude, yesterday I got it. What's that? Yeah, there's like 2 little bays with some cleaner water. Oh my god! Hang on, I just broke my second bill off my crankbait today. GN.
How many pounds are in it? Like 84?
I don't know. Probably. I don't give a shit. Less boats, the better.
How many are in it?
I have no idea. Thinking a little chartreuse shad, maybe. So you guys see me here. I'm just going down the riprap, trying to basically eliminate it at this point. The riprap up close, up inside the pocket, actually had a really deep section where it was like about 15 foot kissing it, and made it really steep. I really thought that's where I was going to get my bite. Never did. Then you saw me back out a little bit, fish the point, underwater point around the riprap where it kind of made a little flat. Went down the riprap and just never had a bite, so kind of moved out here to some brush I'd marked the month before. Saw some bait out here, saw a couple random fish. I don't know if they were catfish or bass that didn't want to bite, but saw enough out there to keep me out there for about 20-30 minutes, but never got a bite or saw anything that I liked. So pretty much I gave it an honest chance, but this isn't really my deal. And I kind of already knew what I was going to do, and at this point I'm just eliminating water, so I'm going to wrap it up here in a second and go expand on the deal. Well guys, there's something up with my USB plug or something, but I just caught a 5-pounder. I'll drop it right here. I don't know how big this one is. She got me in the hydro. I had to reel to the tip and like pull the whole freaking thing out. Yeah, I was reeling it. She smoked it and she got me in the hydro like really good. Like, could not pull her. I had the rod doubled over the line to the point it was gonna break. Reeled to the tip and just pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled and got the fish out, and it was crazy. But so the area that I found yesterday up there, I don't know if you can see, but it's chocolate freaking milk now. I think the wind picking up is pushing all that mud from the middle of the lake and it's just blowing it in here, and some of this and the water's coming up too, so it's allowing it to push further back. I don't know what that means for us on tournament day. I know it's supposed to blow 30 tomorrow, which I don't know. Might have to go find some stuff that might be protected more, but this is the area though. I need to just, hopefully I can figure out other areas that are more protected. But I mean, yesterday I probably had 14, 15 pounds here, and I just got here and caught a 5-pounder. I mean, there's fish around. I just got to figure out. Hopefully they'll hold up. That's all I'm saying. But I need to cover up the point of the spinner bait because I don't want to do that again. Alright, so I'll admit I do not have my toddy stoppers on me. So I'm going to get this heat shrink and heat shrink it over the hook point. Hopefully, just leave it. Yeah, sheen. Look at that. And I did green. See? Look, you can't even tell. Gotta be a little innovative sometimes. That's a bass. Really? I was gonna be my last flip. here. It's like everything makes sense. Ditch runs in, boom, got bit. The ditch runs by, the big point, boom. It's just like, the more obvious, the better. Square bill. We're trying to rip it out of the grass. GoPro, stop recording. guys, well, practice is a wrap. Basically what I ended up doing in a quick recap is I started in Marion on a couple different areas. I stopped in one, I'll be honest, just one creek. It had some good contour lines. The water was dirty, really wasn't feeling it. Stopped in another pocket that had a dead end with riprap, but the riprap didn't go as far out as I thought it would, so that kind of defeated the purpose of me going in there. Then I stopped at the mouth of the diversion canal, which is, you know, on paper makes a lot of sense. Just it's the mouth of the lake where the canal meets the lake. You got current. It's almost too much current. I think all that water moving through there, going down, going up, it might have been too much for those fish, but anyways, I couldn't get it there. I ended up making my way down to Moultrie. Went in that one area that where basically the dam kind of ran into the back of it created the one bank going in the back of this one pocket, which again, when I pulled in there, the water looked good, everything just looked good, just couldn't get any bites, so it just wasn't a good area. Fished around there and then made my way back to that area by the hatchery on Moultrie that I really liked, and that's where I ended up getting most of my bites. You could tell I kind of started out, then went shallow, went back out, went back shallow. I kind of bounced back and forth, and I'll do that in practice just so I don't miss anything, to keep everything honest. And two, sometimes that like shock factor of going up shallow and catching nothing but small fish or not getting bit at all, and then going offshore and catching, you know, somewhat better quality fish or quality fish. Sometimes it's like, look, we've done this, we've gone back and forth. This, we go offshore is good, we go up shallow is bad. Sometimes you just need to polarize it, and sometimes that's what you need to do in practice. Sometimes you find like some little hole in the wall spot up shallow, even though they don't want to be super shallow, or in that thick matted up grass. Maybe there's like a little shell bar or there's a drain that's not on the map that you just have to run across while you're fishing. Sometimes that stuff happens. It's not very often. I mean, our mapping is so good nowadays that you're hardly gonna miss anything. But I still do it anyways to this day. But it definitely seemed like that deeper water, making those deep water cuts into the flats seemed to be the best option. That seemed to be where the most grass was, where the most bait was, where the most fish was. And you gotta if you just think real quick, when that water comes down, all those fish probably funneled into that ditch out into open water. And as that water's coming back up, they're using that same ditch to go up and then eventually either stay on that same edge or filter back onto that flat. Which a month prior, they were really preferring that like 6 foot depth. And ironically, in practice, those fish kind of wanted to be in that same 6 foot depth, but where it was at now, which was just a little bit further out deeper because the water was down. But anyways, we are going to we're gonna move on with day one of the tournament. It was it's gonna be a pretty eventful day. I think you guys will like it. I'm at the end here. I'm gonna just throw this in there. I went back to Berkeley Outdoors because the mechanic there, I forget his name, he was a super good dude, really took care of me, but ended up changing my shifter cables. I think he ended up changing my throttle cable too. My shift cable, my throttle cable, and my positive and negative going from the motor to the battery, which that's huge, because he said when he was looking at something, he would cut the wire and it would just be black, like it was completely corroded. So that was all going to cause issues down the line. It costs a decent bit of money to get it done, but when stuff like that's, you know, going bad, that's the difference of your motor not starting or starting that morning of the tournament. So, and you know, guiding for a living, you kind of have to have a working boat, so I had to get it taken care of. But I took it back there on Thursday, ended up canceling the first day of the tournament because of the weather, and it became a full field on Friday and Saturday deal. So wasn't super happy about that. I think I could have I think I could have moved up. Well, I don't want to foreshadow too much, but I feel like if it was a 3-day tournament, it would have worked in my favor a little bit better than it being a 2-day tournament. But it is what it is. It was the same for everybody, right? But anyways, I'm just gonna throw a little clip in here of me just talking to the guy as I'm rigging my stuff. Cause I just said, hell, I'm gonna go there, let them work on it, and I'm gonna just rig the boat while they're working on this, on my rig my tackle while they're working on the boat. So. Awesome. It was supposed to be Thursday, Friday, top 10 Saturday, but now it's Friday, Saturday, full field both days.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking forward to it. I think I like to catch them in the grass, throwing the square bowl over it. And you get it hung, you rip it out. I haven't done that in forever. I was cranking riprap in Waibu and I still had it tied on. I'm like, no, fucking throw it out there in the grass. And I got 2 on it. So.
Yeah.
Might work.
It's just so, it just gets so scattered in the grass.
No, yeah, that's me and my roommate were talking. It's like you catch one, don't hold your, no, don't hold your breath because you can stay in it. You're not gonna get bit for a freaking while. But they're just so freaking spread out.
That's the last time I was out. It was just cast.
Yeah,
Really, it wasn't even no targets, just throw it out there.
that's like I can look at the map and know where I'm gonna get bit, and if I get bit, I'm not gonna get bit for another however long. It's like you just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, you like that reaction bite for sure.
I got a couple of reaction baits tied on. I mean, I got a Senko and a speed worm ready to go.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be so hard to throw it to them. It's gonna be so freaking windy.
Yeah. You get upwind.
Yeah.
That's why you be upwind of it.
No, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get upwind and drip. I don't mind casting into the wind, but make sure backlashing after backlash after backlash.
Yeah, it gets kind of old.
Yeah,
you
it gets
start
old.
to wonder, like, what do I do?
Yeah, gets old fast. I get 2 bites on it and I go buy 4 fucking crankbaits.
I think that's what everybody does.
Yeah, I busted the lip off of 2 yesterday, so.
You got, yeah, those are the fancy ones. I'm gonna move on to the next project.
Yes, sir. I freaking appreciate all your help, man.
Yes, sir. Good luck, Mom.
Thank you. Thanks, man. And a fishing Wednesday, and just saying, heck with it, I'm just gonna go take my boat to Berkeley Outdoors on Thursday, rig all my tackle while they're working on my boat, and may or may not have gone to Phantom Outdoors again for like the 3rd time that week and spend way too much money. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. It was an expensive week. Took my boat in twice to Berkeley Outdoors and went to Phantom Outdoors like 3 times. It was not a good week for Matthew. Anyways, yeah, he had actually when the mechanic was there working on my boat, he ended up finding that the shifter cable, the throttle cable, and my positive and negative leads going from the motor to the battery were all in bad shape. The wires were, the positive and negative were totally corroded. If you kept cutting the wires back, it was just black. It didn't look good. And the shifter and the throttle cable actually both kinked in the same spot. I don't know if it's the way they ran the cables at the factory or whatever, but there was definitely a pressure point, and they were kinked and not good. So he ended up changing that. You know, when you're fishing for a living, guiding, tournament fishing, you got to have a boat that works and a boat that's safe. And you know, to break a throttle or a shift cable is not good or safe. So anyways, they took care of me really good. Having that off day Thursday actually worked out really good for me because I was able to take the boat there, relax, rig my rods, have no, you know, just just take my time. And anyways, it worked out for the better, and those guys really took care of me. Anyways, day 1 of the tournament will be coming soon, so if you guys like the video, please like, share it if you can, and subscribe. So I will see you guys later, bringing the YouTube band back together.